Hey, welcome back to the channel. I have a few things that I want to make an attempt at getting through today. One of them is working on this tank area right here. And this was the one that I installed first, and now I'm coming back and picking up the other two cross members that are providing support in this area. You can see those. It took me a little while to figure out these dimensions to get them the way I want. And but now I've got them, and I wanted to show you that I've pre-marked these. This is the section down here that we actually have to remove because as this sits in here, you get from the other side. As it sits in, it's actually going to be sitting right on top of these two. Right on top of these two down here, which are the two ribs, the root rib and the number one rib. And so to get this so it sits nice and flat in here, you actually have to remove that material, which I believe, now that I look at it, I think I did this in reverse. I think I actually need to remove more material than that, because that's only going to lower it a little bit, a quarter of an inch, but to get down level, I actually have to leave a quarter of an inch. I don't have to remove a quarter of an inch. So I'm going to remark those, get those right the way they're supposed to be. And I must have been thinking about something else when I did that. But that's why I'm taking a look at it now, just to make sure. So I'll get that marked, and then we'll move on. Alright, so I've got this marked out now how I want it right here. I actually need to remove that much material. I need to leave a quarter, not take away a quarter. So I'll get my blade set to the right height, and so the saw's not plugged in, so I'm just going to get this positioned so it's straight up and down. And then I'll get the blade set to the right height. Obviously this would be better with a dado blade. I don't have one, so I'll do it without one. Not a problem. Okay, that looks about right. And what I'll be doing is using my slide here, and I'll be dragging it through this way. So I'll use the outside kerf of the saw blade there, and I'll scoot over until I'm right where the outside is, right there. And all I have to do is just continue to push it through until I eat up the material. And I think maybe I've shown this to you once before, but little ear protection. Okay, now we'll go check the fit. See how this fits in here. Super nice fit. Guess I don't need those anymore. At least not for now. Super nice fit right there. I'll actually get the file and just take down some of these grooves. Obviously it leaves a little bit of grooves here. Probably not that big a deal. It just more than likely would give the epoxy more to grab onto, but I'll smooth it out anyway. And then I'll actually cut the longer one, and then we'll get ready to epoxy those in. Okay, you can see I've got those three. Well, the two. The one was already there, but I've got those in place. This is my test that everything's working out good. Is I have my ruler going across all three of them here, and they actually look really good, nice and flat. So that's what we're looking for. So I will have those ready to epoxy in, and then one of the things I'd like to do also at the same time while I have the epoxy going is I want to come in here and catch some epoxy there, and then I've got to make this little piece that goes underneath here that allows this to bridge, and get that in, and there's one that goes there and one that goes there. So all three of these, actually all four, but the first one won't require a piece because it's just so close. And I thought about putting something in there, but it's not even going to be necessary because the epoxy will do its job without anything. It's just so close. So I'll get these measured out and get those three made and cut out, and so I can get those epoxied in place at the same time I do these two in the tank area. All right, cool. So yeah, let me get some material and get that going here. So I'm trying to get this to fit without deflecting the rib. It's not sitting completely on the table right there, so I don't want to push it down. It's really close. So I'm just going to sand this just a little bit to make it just a bit small. I'm going to leave a little bit of room for the epoxy. There, I'm much happier with that actually. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually mark the width of the mark the width of this on a diagonal, so I just set it down right there so that I can come in here and mark this mark it there. I might need to move that actually and just go a little bit further. Let's mark it there and mark it there. So that just shows me that on the diagonal, I'm this wide. And then what I'll do is I'll come in here and I'll cut 45s from the longest distance. So from here, which I might need to back up a little bit, and from here. So I'll cut a 45 this way, and then I'll come over here and I'll cut a 45 this way, and then we'll have a template. So, all right, I'll be right back. All right, so that's what we got, and there should be plenty of room for that to fit underneath here, and completely cover both sides of that. And that's actually a really nice fit. So covered corner to corner, and that'll be ready to glue into place. So now I'm going to go make 2 more of these. All right, so as you know, as I usually do, if I'm going to make 3, it's just as easy to make 6, so that when I get to the next wing, I don't have to make those. And I'll put those right there in that spar, so I don't lose track of them. And they'll be ready to go when we get to the left wing. And we'll test the fit again. Didn't sand that one. Must have been this one. Alright, so I gotta take a little more off. Alright, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to make a couple of marks where, just so I know where the epoxy needs to go, because I'm going to put it on both surfaces, so I can see that in each location here. This one will be a little easier. It's going to be there and there. I'm going to mark down here where this one goes. So on that side. That side. Probably locate this later, and I'll get this location down here, get some epoxy under there, and then back here it's going to be there, and then of course where I've had to remove some of that material, you can actually see that in there. So but I'll make a couple marks just so I can see where this is going, and then up on here end, and here on the end, there, there. I'm saying there and you can't even see it. Like on this side, where it crosses right here and here, and then back here do the same thing where it crosses there and there, across the top, down the back side. Tight corners there, just trying to get in here, just get a little line on the back side there. So all right, cool, I got wax paper where I need it, and yeah, we're ready to epoxy something in place. And as you know, that's my favorite part, so let's do that. All right, so I got all that epoxied in place, and that feels pretty good because the next time I'll actually be able to get this. I'll be able to get this tank floor in place, which is made out of that 8-inch mahogany down there, and we'll get that cut out. There's a little corner that comes out of it to allow the where the fuel comes out of the tank to rest, and get that all settled, and then yeah, and then we'll move on. After we get this kind of tank area handled, then we can move on to getting these nose ribs all in place, and they're all stacked up over here, ready to go. So yeah, you can see this worked out really nice. Got really good fit on all of those. Really nice epoxy. This turned out really good. There's good epoxy all through there. I couldn't tell on the plans if this was supposed to cross through those two in that manner or not. These distances from here to here and here to here worked out good for me, so I'm not really concerned about that fit. One thing I will do though before I assemble the other wing is I will modify these ahead of time, just those gussets, because it was a little bit of a pain to do that while it's there. And yeah, these look awesome, and super nice fit. And the best part is they're already cut for the next wing, so except in reverse. But I haven't taken this part off yet, so because that'll be in reverse when it's on the left wing. But anyway, you'll see that later. All right, so thanks so much for hanging out with me and checking out the videos. I do appreciate it. And if you're not a subscriber, I invite you to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything. You can follow along with my build. And as always, I'll catch you later.